Knipex released some fantastic tools in 2024, and I'm so excited to show you guys what they are. There's everything from new tools to handles that'll change on every tool, which I'm super excited to show you guys that because there's some features packed in there that are unbelievable, and updated versions of old tools like these right here. The Cobolt cutters are one of my favorite and most used tools ever, and the Knipex StepCut shears, these are my favorite set of shears, or they were. So we'll get to this updated version here soon because they're way bigger and way better. But the first tool that I want to show you guys is an old one with the new updated handles. These are going to be their 8-inch angled diagonal cutters. I love Knipex's diagonal cutters and pliers. They're sharp, they last for forever. They come loose, which is fantastic. This is a brand new set of pliers. Obviously, everything's the same from Knipex. It's going to stay like the exact same. It's just the handles that have changed for these tools. So the quality's there. This is what I use on the daily. But coming in and being open like this, not having a break-in period, one of my favorite things. If you're on the fence about Knipex, try it. Trust me, it's worth it. The pliers are some of my absolute favorite, and the range of pliers is insane. But the big part about this that I want to show you guys is these new comfort grip handles. I love innovation, so anytime anybody comes out with something new that's creative, especially taking something that wasn't broken already and making it even better, which these handles are that. Now, I've only seen these available on a couple different sets of pliers so far, but it looks like they're making their way to all of their different styles of pliers. There are now 3 layers. This is just going to be for their comfort grip, not for their VDE or insulated or their just regular dipped handles. But I like these a lot. They're very ergonomic. They feel great in my hand. The main difference is going to be this gray part right here. You can see there's a little bit of almost like stippling in there, which I don't know that that's what that would be called, but it definitely is a softer rubber, so it gives you some real good grip. The other thing that I've noticed that's changed is the shape of these handles. Now, I didn't see this on the smaller pairs that they previewed these on, but if you can see, there's a little bit of a bump out on this right side if you're looking at the back side of the plier, which is, I mean, that's how I handle my pliers, is just like this. They are more comfortable, they're more ergonomic, there's more texture. I like the look of them as well. I know that's not the biggest, most important thing, but as far as handles go, that is kind of part of it, is how well they fit in your hand, how good they feel, how much grip you can get on them. And this set right here, it's definitely a huge upgrade. Anytime a company does something like this, I just applaud them because that's one of my favorite things and really makes the difference when it comes to high quality tools. Typically, they all cut well, but the little things like that, especially with these new handles that give you this incredible option here to actually customize them. This is part of the Knipex Extend. I don't know. You guys will see it in the description. Probably saying it incorrectly. However, this will allow you to actually customize your pliers. You can put different accessories in there. You can make your own custom accessories, which is crazy. And then there's 2 different styles that they personally make. Number 1 is going to be these color-coded clips. They make 2 different packs of 10, and they also sell them individually with the different colors. But this is one set. The other pack has, I think, different colors. It does come with 2 of each color, though, and you guys can just see which colors those are. So these just pop through the back of this plier. They're just a little plastic piece. And now you can see this has a white mark on the handle. There is 1 on each side, so if you want to do 1 white and 1 black, you can mix the colors. You can do the same color, so your handles have the same color. But this is incredible because what it'll allow you to do is when these are sitting down in your pouch, like mine do very often, you can see which plier is which. When you have a bunch of blue and red handles in your bag, sometimes it's hard to tell what's what. Now, this isn't a problem most of the time because I put my stuff in the right spot, but it's very helpful and it's very easy to tell also which tools are yours. If there's a lot of people that work on your job site with Knipex tools, it's just a little bit of a differentiation versus, you know, 0. They're the same exact every time. Another option that they have is that there's a tether piece that goes through the back of here. I don't actually have that. I don't have to work with tethered tools hardly ever. For those of you who have to tether stuff, sometimes you don't have to buy separate tools or have every tool that you have tethered. You can make any of these tools with the new handles tethered, which is a fantastic option, and it's absolutely great for those of you who need it. Another cool thing that they did was they made this little part back here recessed, and that's so you can actually write your name on the inside of the tool, and it is hopefully won't smear off as easily. That part of it, I like. It's not a crazy big deal, but giving us anything when you don't have to is just nice. Also, if you're like me and you just prefer for your things to be more neatly organized, look professional, writing on stuff, sometimes it drives me crazy, especially my handwriting is terrible. And I try to write so slowly when I write my name on my tools. When you do that, it's like a little space for it. It feels like a name tag. It feels good. And I like these handles a lot. Now, are they worth upgrading to from the old handles? That's here nor there, but I think when you go in to get your pliers, if you're looking at investing in Knipex tools and you haven't picked up the diagonal cutters, alignments, whatever it is, I would definitely go for the new handle over the old handle. It's better. It's great. The old handle's amazing too. I still use the old handles. I use the old VDE handles typically, but these are awesome. Now, one of my favorite tools on this list that I did not think I was going to like, it is the Knipex Ratcheting Utility Knife. This thing is an absolute beast. It's I don't love the knives. I haven't loved a knife that is similar to this design with this guide shoe in here. They are always cheaply made. They don't cut well. And then you get into bigger cables and different things like that, and you just don't have enough power. It slips. It's not ergonomic. This is a game changer. Stripping cables with this thing is a breeze. It is way more ergonomic than any other utility knife that I have. This is going to be the same texture as the Comfort Grip handles, the traditional style. You don't see the gray on here, which is not a big deal. It's ergonomic. It's everything you need it to be. And there's a couple of features that make this thing incredibly effective. It's got this hawkbill style of blade with the guide shoe up top, so you don't actually damage any of the wires or the insulation. That way, if you're cutting into a cable that's not just a conductor underneath, but it's carrying other conductors, like a service entrance cable or anything like that, you're not nicking that wire. This is also nice because there are some job sites that I've worked on, especially, and even companies that don't allow utility knives. This is a workaround. It's not a utility knife. It doesn't have the edge that they're really worried about. And honestly, it's just fantastic. This blade is replaceable, which is cool. There is a screw in, I believe the screw side is in this end right here, but it is replaceable, which is great. This is an expensive knife. I'm gonna put that out there, but it's totally worth it. Now, it does lock into place, so if we pull this blue portion up, we can now push the button down and slide this lever up, and that'll allow us to move the knife. The moving of the knife isn't as easy as I would like for it to be, but I can get over it. It's so usable. It's fine. You can see there's 4 different positions. We have an angled position here. We have straight right here. And then there's also this one here that comes with so much extra functionality. It's loose back here, and there is a reason for that. And that is so you can ratchet through. Now, it's not ratcheting in the way that you would think. You see the little grip right here. That's what grabs onto the cable. And we'll give you guys just a little demonstration. Hopefully we can get it on video. It's impossible to record these things sometimes. But for thicker cables with some thicker sheathing on them, you can't just pull this or push this, which, by the way, you can do both with this knife. I'll show you guys the pull and push here in just a second, but there are sharp sides on both sides of this knife, and it's super high quality metal, which I think is where the other knives typically lack. Back to my point though, for the ratcheting, so in order to do this, you just put it with it fully locked, and then from there, you can push down on this red piece up top, and then from there, it'll actually get you started, and it helps you to push through these thicker cables. So let's go ahead and get one done. I've barely got it started now because it's impossible to record doing it, but you can see it just pulls the knife along the edge of that cable. It works incredibly well. Boom. All the way through, and there is absolutely no damage or no marking on this cable whatsoever. It's going to work for all of your larger cables, all the way up to whatever you want it to. It does also have a depth gauge right here on the actual blade, which is great, and it's rounded, so it is easier to strip when you want to score those cables to actually pull them off. Now, the place that I really love this knife, it doesn't just work for large cables. This is just some 14-2 NM. It's so easy to just slide this in here and slide this down. Now, I know NM cable isn't difficult to strip, right? It's pretty easy. Everybody knows that. This is much faster and much easier to strip it with, I will say that. But one of my least favorite to strip is SO cord. I'm sure some of you guys out there have some better methods than I've had in the past. But with this knife, it's incredibly easy. And like I said too, you can push or pull. So obviously depending on the direction that you need to go, sometimes you need either or. So we'll just get this up under, and then from there, and it just pulls away. I mean, so easily. It's crazy how much faster this is. You don't have to worry about damaging the insulation on any of these conductors. The two positions too at the front make this incredibly easy when you're doing different cables like NM or SO or whatever type of cable that you need that you can just pull or push through. So having this angle sometimes is a lot better for pulling. And it does lock at all three positions. So after you move it, you can push this down so you don't have to worry about your blade slipping. That's one thing that I forget very often. I actually forgot during the demonstration to do. It happens. The reason I like this knife better than the other ones, especially like the price point is higher, but the quality is so much better. The metal's a lot better. It's a lot more durable. It's a lot sharper. It cuts well. I love that they actually put a thumb guard on here so you can put pressure on there, which is the important part when you're ratcheting with it. I just can't believe how easy it is to strip cables with this. I don't like innovation like this doesn't exist. It blows my mind. And again, always putting in those extra things so you don't have to buy a special tool or a more expensive tool. There is a place here for you to tether. So if you need to do that, you can. If you go to a facility and it's randomly, like that's what it requires, you've got it on all your tools already for the most part. Now these next two are going to be new to me. Now we'll fly through this next one because if you know Knipex, you know this tool specifically here. This is going to be their 10-inch pliers wrench, and this thing is an absolute beast. You can see this is the version with the VDE handles and the chrome plate. There's a couple of things I just love about this, and I picked it up this year. I've only had the 7-inch version so far, but this 10-inch version is amazing, especially for fittings. The jaws stay parallel, and one of my favorite things, I actually just saw a video on this, is going to be how the leverage works. The lever transmission is actually greater than 10-to-1, and the reason for that, and I just found this out because I follow Knipex on Instagram, of course, who doesn't? But you can see how much the handle moves versus how much the jaw moves. And so that means it's almost 10 times, it's actually more than 10 times the pressure that you're putting on there, which is fantastic. The parallel jaws are also great. This is awesome for fittings, compression couplings or compression connectors, nuts, bolts, anything that's round that you don't want to mar up, especially for anything that's painted. This is fantastic because you're not going to just destroy whatever paint you either put on there yourself or it came that way. It's basically an adjustable wrench in a plier form, which is absolutely fantastic. Being able to actually open up these handles to release that is so much faster than taking it off and then readjusting it, moving it around whenever you get into a tight spot. This 10-inch pair has up to a 2-inch capacity. It's also great for soft fittings, like for us, PVC, or the seal type fittings, anything like that, because it doesn't mar, it doesn't tear it up, and then you are able to reuse it and to continue on without having something completely destroyed by the teeth of your adjustable pliers. This next one, again, I've been using the Knipex Cobolt cutters, the 8-inch version with the comfort grip now for some time, and they've absolutely saved my butt so many times. It's a great set of pliers, but I just recently picked up the 10-inch versions, and these things are beasts. They just give you a little bit more leverage than the 8-inch pair. Whatever I don't want to ruin my diagonal cutters with, nails, screws, aircraft cable, any of that type of stuff, this is what I'm pulling out to use. We'll go ahead and show you guys a little demonstration here. We've got a 1/4-inch bolt. We'll see. It's probably going to go so poorly because we're trying to do it on camera, but this is with 2 hands. And the thing I like better about the 10-inch pair is it's way easier to get 2 hands on there. But you can see we just work it down a little bit. And pretty effortless, especially as a 1/4-inch bolt, any type of, you know, nail, screw, whatever it is that you have to cut, aircraft cable, anything you don't want to damage your diagonal cutters with, this is the tool for you. It's definitely the tool for me. I love these. I've tried other versions from other companies and didn't like them at all. I actually snapped another pair from another very reputable company within like a week. It was horrible, and they were so expensive. There is a 40-fold increase in manual force because of the joint. I don't know the science behind it all. I just know that these things kick tail. They are fantastic. I absolutely love these pliers, cutters, whatever you want to call them. These things are great. Next up, we do have the slip joint pliers from Knipex. This is going to be the old version. They have the one with the new handle with that new grip. This is going to be the 200 millimeter size of plier, which is 8 inches, but they also have a 150 and a 250 available now. So they have a larger and a smaller size. These things have gotten me out of a pinch more than once. So they work by opening up. You have a couple different places where you can place this in there, just like the pliers wrench or their Cobras, if you're familiar, which they're just the best. There are 2 different surfaces. So you can see in here, there's the rounded jaw in there, which is great for pulling out screws or bolts that are stripped or anything in a tight space. It just makes it so easy to get a hold of it. And they also have the grip in the middle here, so you can grab nuts and bolts and different round things like that, with the inside as well if you want to turn it this way instead of turning it this way. They're cool. I love them. I haven't gotten the smaller or the larger sizes yet, and the ones I probably will get are the smaller size, which it just makes sense for what I do the most with this set of pliers and what I carry in my bag. And last but not least, my favorite set of pliers, favorite set of shears ever from any company, and now my favorite set of pliers or cutters from Knipex. You guys, it's their StepCut XL. This is going to be the newest version of my old favorite set of shears, which were the step cutters, which this is a 6-inch pair of pliers. And I'm telling you, they just cut so much better. The little steps in the jaw make a world of difference. And now they've made these even bigger and better. I've been using the VDE version for a while now, and I had to pick up this version here with the new comfort grip handles. If you want to know more about these, I did do an in-depth review just recently. So head up to this video. Remember, it's all for his glory, and I'll see you guys on the next one.